Nick Jenkins. He sent another message. I wonder what it has to say. Hey, bro, do you know how to get on the dark web? Oh, you gotta get Tor. There's not much on there really anyway anymore. They don't have guns. Gunpost.ca, that's the official Canadian website now. It's only been around for 4 years. Just 4 years. It's not dark web, it's an official website for the Canadian people to buy firearms. There's nothing on that dark web anymore that anybody needs or wants. If you don't have your PAL, you can buy an antique firearm. They're expensive, but you can find an antique that fits you, a Derringer, revolver, some rifles, the rolling blocks. Like this one right here. This is a double action. A double action. So you can buy antique firearms in Canada, so you don't have to go on this dark web. There's no reason. Unless you want to buy these hard drugs like the heroin and the cocaine and all that. They sell that on the dark web. But that's what Nick Jenkins just got out of prison for. And I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it. Ever since I created that website to stop the drugs, the dark web has never been the same. But you know what is pretty big on the dark web that I need to start tackling? It's that hitman. That's the only thing that I haven't tackled yet, which I was going to start tackling, but then I got scared to tackle it. I didn't want to put it on my website or have the website because I felt like, oh, it's a little bit even more scary. But then now that I go on, it's a good thing to start busting people for the hits too. Because that is one of their biggest ones right now is the dark web hitman services. But most of them are scams. The dark web, it's changed. We legalized the marijuana. Me and Justin I was in my mansion over in Southampton when we did it. I created the website to stop the drugs, the illegal drugs, and then we worked on the legalization here in Canada. And it wasn't until 2 years after when I was in that house when I was developing that website until we finally legalized with our official websites. We destroyed the dark net or the deep web and all that. And it's a thing that, well, we didn't destroy the deep web. You can hop on Tor and go to all different cool websites on this deep web. But when it came to their selling of illegal narcotics, I killed that with my website, My Online Drug Dealer. That was the purpose of my website from the get-go. My friend, I had seen my friend had bought cocaine and all that and what it did to him. It's just filled with a lot of bad stuff. So then I said, okay, I'm going to create the legal equivalent on the surface web to deal with the bad stuff that's going on in that dark web. And there's not much illegal information on there, or anything on there that's worth anything. It's kind of just a really bad area to be in. The government's down there and all that and all that. But it's most, yeah, the governments are the ones that are running a lot of the deep webs and all. Or they have it backdoored or whatever. And some of them are going to say, oh, that's the way we made it. We wanted the bad websites to be on the dark web. Those people are involved in the child pornography and all that, and they need to be arrested. Dark web is illegal. Some of our legal people forgot that, and they are talking about how they are supporters of the dark web, of the illegal enterprises. And if we can show that you that we can show that you if we can show that you have ever been in support of those, then you could be arrested. And I never was. I had tried before they had legalized the marijuana. I bought the 1 gram. That's what my most famous video is. I bought 1 gram of marijuana off the deep web. It was called "I Bought Weed Off the Deep Web" or something like that. So I bought my 1 gram and all that. And that's when I said, I don't even want to order off this dark web. Because before then, you had to deal with a real life dealer, and they did real life bad things to you. So then our idea was, it's been an idea for a long time to put it in the stores, to have it legalized. That legalization's been around, the idea, since before I was born. They started it in the 1970s or whatever. And all that. But now we got the legalization, and it's done a great job. It's eradicated the crime significantly. It eradicated the crime. There was that war in Chirac. They were buying crack cocaine. They were buying heroin. They were buying it all on the dark web, and they still do. And then it gets mailed to them. Oh, something in the mail and all that. Then I created the website, and all those Chiracians came onto my website to buy illegal drugs. Little did they know I was working with the feds, where it's illegal. So then you've seen the repercussions of those. I had said from the get-go, I mean, you know what happens when somebody is supposed to have pounds of drugs and they don't show up with any pounds of drugs. They either go to jail or they get killed. And the majority of people in the war in Chirac, they either left, got killed, or they went to prison. King Yella, he went to prison, he got out. It just so happens that there was some ones that did pass away, but how we see it, that's why America's great again, doing so great again. I put the website up shortly before Donald came into office. Actually, it might have just been 1 year since Donald was in office. And it's cleaned the streets up. Chicago's a lot better than it was. And Toronto, and a lot of other places. The website's not just Chicago. It's a worldwide website that stops the inter trafficking and commerce of the illegal drugs, the illegal narcotics, and all that. So that's good. Our world's never been better. Then we had the COVID-19, which was great to be able to clean up and learn and all that for a new beginning, to get back to normality. Drugs are illegal in every single country. Other than marijuana is legal in 2 countries. So under the law, if I had the money to do so, which I did, and the skills, I created that private law enforcement entity Private police in the United States are law enforcement bodies that are owned and or controlled by non-governmental entities such as security agencies or private corporations, such as that website that I created. It would be considered a private corporation. Even though it's just me, well, actually, no, it's a corporation of a few. Yeah, it is a corporation of people. And it did its justice, and it'll continue to do its justice the next time we face these waves of zombies or whatever. So if you're a big time drug dealer, or you were in the drug business, or you were in the dark web business or something like that, you got to start rethinking your ways to make money. Even if you weren't arrested, even if your money wasn't seized, maybe you should not be on the dark web anymore. Or think like, there's been threats to my life. I'm talking to the ones that maybe want to threaten that project or my life. It's done and over with. You would have to go get a job or go back to school. That was their favorite thing to say to Tom when he was growing up. Get a job. Now I get to say it to other people. Get a job. I had a job. I continue to have a job. And that's the only thing that'll ever allow you to be successful in life, is to find a job and get it and work that job and make your boss happy, save your money, and do not do drugs and do not get involved in those. And that is going to be your best way of life. They have the drugs. You can find them, I'm sure.